What's up, everybody? It's your boy P, Loud Pack Boxing. Today, I got another special guest. Um, he from Baltimore, so you already know I gotta show him that love. Hasim Rahman Jr. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for having me, man. For real, appreciate it.
Oh man, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. I just got a couple questions for you, man. You know, the boxing fans, people want to know different things about what's going on and all that. But
Let's get it.
for starters, um, what made you want to get into the boxing thing? I mean, I know your pops, you know, he was a boxer, but was it more of a natural thing, just being around the gym and fighters, or it was something that you really wanted to do?
I mean, I've been in boxing my whole life, like to where it's the point. My earliest memories come from in a boxing gym. So I
Okay,
always been around boxing. My father was a pro. Like he turned pro when I turned 3. So he been in boxing my whole life for real.
gotcha.
Um, but I was a football player. I was a football player. I was really about to go D1 in football, but my father, he made me make a decision because I was begging and begging and begging and begging to box. And he would never let me box, so he made me do everything. I played varsity basketball, varsity football. I played baseball in elementary. I played everything all around the board. I tried wrestling. I did it all. So he really made me, try everything before he let me box because he was like, if you box, you can't play football. And if you box, you can't play basketball. If you box, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do the other. You gotta box. It's just boxing. So I tried everything out, and the only place I really felt home was boxing. So I just stuck with the boxing. I had the most success in boxing. It was something that I grew up around, so I knew it was going to take time. Even when I was younger, I knew it was going to take time for me to get real good at it. But
Yeah,
you know, I looked at it like, is how many high schools in the United States, is how many people trying to be the next Ray Lewis, is every high school, every middle linebacker trying to be the next Ray Lewis. There's how many young lions out there trying to be the next Lennox Lewis. And it's not many. You can count on one hand how many in America.
yeah,
So I tried my hand at that, and one day I'll be able to raise my hand and say I made the right choice. I'm world champion in this boxing thing, and that's the route I chose to go. And if it don't happen, that wasn't God's plan for me. So that's just all praise be to the Most High. I've lived a tremendously blessed life because of boxing thus far. So even if I never get another blessing in boxing, I'm still grateful.
gotcha, gotcha. Um, Now going back, man, to the infamous night, April 2001, April 22nd, 2001. Your pops knocked out Lennox Lewis. How old were you and where were you at when that happened, man? Were you at the fight? Were you home?
Nah, the fight was in Africa, and I had just gotten. I was like, I had just gotten in trouble in school, so it wasn't. I couldn't go to Africa, but I was watching it with a close family friend, Rick Levin, who was the owner. I don't know if you know about Downtown Locker Room. He's the
Yeah,
owner
for
of down.
sure.
Yeah, he's the owner of Downtown Locker Room, and I never forget it. Where he threw a huge party. He had a big house in Savannah Park, big lakefront property, and that day I was real nervous. So we went out on the wave runners on the jet skis. We went out, took his boat out. All that day we was really, really cooling. And we came back, watched the fight, and the rest is history. That was all she wrote. As soon as that right hand landed.
Yeah, man. I remember that night, man. The city was on fire. The only thing I can really like compare it to is I think in like 2000 when we went to the Super
We won
Bowl.
the Super Bowl. Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
was just
but
like that, and it's crazy because it was back to back years. It's like
yeah,
we won the Super Bowl, but look, this what happened. We won the Super Bowl, right? Then we came back around and the Terrapins won March Madness with
for
Warren
sure,
Dixon
for
and
sure.
Mike Miller, and then we won the belt. And Baltimore was just on fire at that time.
Look, you couldn't tell us nothing. You couldn't tell
At
us
all.
nothing during that time, man. But like I said, I definitely remember that night. The city was definitely lit. But like it was surreal to you, or you was like, I mean, when you seen the belt, when did it really kick in that yo, my pops knocked Lennox Lewis out. He's the champ.
I mean, it didn't really kick in until till he got back home, and it was like, dang, like I said, I wasn't at home at the time. I wasn't at my house.
Yeah.
So when I went home, when I pulled up, I went home the same time he went home. So when I went home, it was like, I'm talking about the whole block was full. There's news cameras. You'd have thought it was a murder. There's news cameras, news vans, bus. Like it was crazy, like super crazy. So when I came home and seen all that, like all these people outside our door, all these, how these people even know where we live at? And it was just like crazy, like pandemonium for real. And once that happened that day, I was, oh yeah, it's real. Because when the fight happened, I remember when the fight happened, I vividly remember thinking like my life ain't never gonna be the same after this. Like my
Right.
life changed for real. I knew that before they even announced the winner. I knew like my life, as far as just because I'm his oldest son, I know that my life ain't never gonna be the same. I'm all, this he just stamped us for real.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
we royalty ever since.
Definitely. Now, I think it was probably like 2 or 3 years ago or some. I had came to see you in North Carolina at a fight, and at the last minute, your opponent pulled out. Man, it was like some bullshit for real.
You was in there. You was in the building.
Yeah, I was in the building that night.
So you seen him? You seen him get in the ring, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, man. It was some straight bullshit. You feel me? But
I
like
mean, he got in the ring. He looked across. He must not have liked what he saw because he got the fuck out of there. He was gone.
I mean, damn, I feel him, cuz, but like we wanted to see you get busy that night. You know what I mean? But
Have you ever seen any? Have you ever seen anything like that in boxing?
no,
As long as you've been
no.
covering, I never.
Look,
It
not
was
since the
wild.
dude, I forgot the dude who was fighting the big African dude when the bell rung and he
Fa
turned around.
Ajagba, but that happened. That happened after our fight
Way
happened.
after.
Our fight, right? That fight was
Way
like
after.
that happened way after he already did that to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, it just I don't know, the domino effect with them two. That was weird.
So like, is it still hard for you getting fights and then you add in Corona? How has that affected you getting fights?
Oh man, tremendously. Like the whole everybody really took the first. I fought February last year, and then after that, the country shut down in like March,
Mm.
and everybody. I don't think it was no fights until the end of June, and that was like very rare for you to even see a fight. And then towards the end of the year, I was scheduled to fight on the Tyson Jones undercard. I was scheduled to be the opening fight for that pay per view, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I tested positive for coronavirus the day before the fight. So coronavirus has had an impact on my career. That was supposed to be my coming out party. Um, I I can only look forward to bigger and better things in 2021. But yeah, it's been tough getting people to actually get in there, getting people to really go. But I'm looking forward to a couple fights that I got coming up. I fight February 5th coming up next month, and then I fight again hopefully March 6th in Philly. So whoever in America, if y'all can make it to the Philly fight February 6th, that's where we're gonna be at. We gonna get it
Yeah.
right.
I remember you having to pull out of that fight due to COVID, man. I actually just got over it probably like a month ago myself. Like, what symptoms you had? Was it bad for you? Was it, because it's crazy because
At
it
first,
go from no symptoms to people dying, so it's a big range in there.
yeah. 'Cause at first I had like no symptoms, like maybe a little, like a little like clear your throat cough. Wasn't even nothing too tough. But then, like when I had left LA and went home, I slept for like 12 hours, and then I got up, and I don't usually sleep that long. But I slept for like 12 hours straight, and I got up, I stayed up for like 2 hours, and I went to sleep again for like another 8, 9 hours. It's like my body was so fatigued, so just done. I don't know if it was a training camp or what, but I couldn't do anything but like go to sleep. That's all I had the energy to do was just to lay there. I didn't have energy to pick myself up or nothing. And then after that, I started to notice my smell was gone.
Mhm.
Couldn't smell nothing, couldn't taste nothing, and
Yeah.
that went on for like 20 days, and then all of a sudden it just was gone. I could feel it. I could feel it gradually leaving and getting better, but just one day I could taste, and then the next day after I could taste, I could smell, and then the next day after that I went and took my test, and I was COVID negative.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically the same thing for me, man. That no smell and no taste was crazy though. Like I heard people saying it, but until you experience it, it's crazy. You really can't smell. You really
Yeah, you really
can't
can't
taste.
smell,
You
really
know what I'm
can't taste.
saying?
It's something
It,
you gotta really experience that firsthand to even get a grasp of what
yeah, to
COVID is.
understand it, man. But what's your thoughts on the heavyweight division right now, Hasim? Like,
I love the WBC. Shout out to the WBC. They just opened up a new weight class from 190 to 224, and I think that's what all I think the other sanctioning bodies should follow behind them. It gives, you know what I'm saying, a wider range of athletes a better chance or a more fair chance at winning or competing for a world title. Um, the heavyweight division is on fire. I think Tyson Fury obviously got it on lock right now. I can't wait to see if him and Anthony Joshua decide to clash. If they do, that's gonna be a hell of a fight. Um, I think Michael Hunter is probably like the dark horse in the heavyweight division. I don't think nobody wants to fight him. I think he can beat all of them. I think it's some good young talent coming up. You got Junior Fa, you got Big Baby, you got who else? Dang, I forget. It's a lot of nice young heavyweights coming up, and I can't wait to see what the division turns into because it's gonna be a lot of fireworks, and it should be some knockouts coming up soon. You know, Deontay Wilder wants some get back, so he gonna
yeah,
come in there and
man.
try to. He gonna come in
um,
make
in your
You
personal
got Mike.
opinion,
You got Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson back on the scene.
yeah,
You hear me?
facts, facts.
So I'm looking forward to that. It's a lot of heavyweight action I'm looking forward to. So hopefully I can get in the mix, or make my goal right now is to walk down these cruiserweight belts, and this bridgerweight title once the WBC starts ranking for it. I'm right here at 9 fights, so I'm right here trying to get in the rankings. Like, come on, let me climb that board. So yeah, I'm looking forward to um, heavyweight fights this year, next year, and I'm hoping I could be. They keep calling my phone, keep making. That's why I ain't changed my number yet. I'm waiting for the phone call.
Now, AJ, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, like you said, talks been heating up. If they do clash, who you think wins that one?
You got to go with Tyson. I got to go with Tyson. He's undefeated. He seems to have a mental edge on pretty much almost everybody he fights, and Anthony Joshua has had mental lapses in the past. But I will say I will be rooting for Anthony Joshua. Like, I would want Joshua to win. And I think that if he does the right things in the fight, he can win. Don't get me wrong. But I just think that from a boxing standpoint, you would have to make Tyson Fury the favorite. But I would be pulling for Anthony Joshua to pull out that upset.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I ain't gonna hold you up too long, man. I just got one last question for you. I know if you wind up winning the heavyweight title, you and your dad, y'all will be the first father and son to ever be heavyweight champion in history. Is that right?
That's the truth. Nobody's ever done that.
Wow. Okay. That'll be dope.
Nobody's ever. So
Be
that's the
dope.
reason. That was the reason why I even started boxing. But I didn't know how big I was gonna be. So my goal still is to make history. I want to get these cruiserweight titles so I can catapult the heavyweight division. I go right if I get the cruiserweight titles. Alexander Usyk, he right there in the title picture. He could get a title shot next. You never know. he cleared up. He was cruiserweight, and then came in and got some good solid wins at heavyweight. And I look to follow that blueprint. That's the same thing Michael Hunter did. He pretty much fought all the way to the top of the ladder at cruiserweight, and then said, you know, I'm gonna jump to heavyweight. So I started off at heavyweight. My pro debut, I was 234. I've worked my way down to cruiserweight. I walk around between 210 and 220. So I feel like I'm going to be a big problem in the cruiserweight division. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not the biggest guy, then the biggest guy is not that. He my size. He ain't too much bigger than me. And I've been fighting people way bigger than me my whole career. I fought super heavyweight in the amateurs. So I've been fighting people way bigger than me. So now let me put them 10-ounce gloves on and get in there with people that can't be way bigger than me. I'm about to walk them down. It's gonna be some hard work, but you know, dedication pays off at the end of the day.
Yeah, man, we definitely looking forward to seeing, you know, how your career plays out. Michael Hunter, he's out of your camp, right? Or no?
Yeah, we in the same camp.
In the same camp. Okay. Yeah, I definitely like Hunter. I think he should have got that Povetkin fight, but you know how it is.
Definitely, they definitely round my man on that one. That's cool. He'll be back. He didn't already bounce back with a knockout victory.
Yeah, definitely.
Staying sharp. He's staying in the gym, staying focused. Shout out to B Def. Shout out to Lolo's Chicken and Waffles. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting and helping me progress in my career. DLX Boxing, Lou, just my whole family, just everybody. I just want to. Whenever I got the platform, I want to make sure I thank them in this part of my life and pushing forward and really trying to get these titles. That's what we're doing.
For sure, man. Before we go, let the people know where they.
I see. My bad. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. Before we go, let the people know where they can follow you at, man.
Man, they can follow me on Twitter, _ my name, Hasim Rahman Jr. You can follow me on Instagram, _JR. You can pretty much keep up those two places. I'm gonna have a YouTube coming soon. We're gonna document this year. And I got this fight February 5th. That should probably be my first episode that's dropping. We about to get real lit in here. About to light it up. So make sure y'all stay tuned.
Hey man, real quick, let me see that hoodie, man. That hoodie is fire over there, cuz. Official. Baltimore represent. Fire.
You already know.
But I appreciate you coming on, man, and hopefully I can get you back on because, like I said, I'm just trying to spotlight everybody out here just doing something, and if you connected to Baltimore any kind of way, I'm definitely trying. You know, give you some shine. I mean, your father, he got us in the history books. You know what I'm saying? We had a heavyweight champion of the world. So,
we ain't going nowhere. We'll be right back. We ain't done yet.
All right. That's what's up, man. Appreciate your time. Take it easy, bro.
No, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. One.
You said.
Later.